Numbers were increasing. Here in my country, the numbers were increasing, and it was just a lot. And I said, you know what, it's time. Hey friends, welcome back for another video. Today I am 38 weeks and 1 day, and I wanted to share my experience taking the COVID vaccine in my third trimester. So my doctor had recommended that I take this in my second trimester. I don't remember if she recommended it at the beginning or the end, but I do remember that she said my second trimester because of my job being a high-risk job. So what do? I'm a medical representative, and I don't know if that's what they call them in your country. Basically what I do is I go around to doctors' offices and pharmacies, and I market a particular brand of drugs. In this case, I do eye drops. So because of those places that I go, and I also go to the hospitals, so because of that, she recommended that I get the vaccine unless I was going to be staying home for my entire pregnancy. I kind of was on the fence about getting the vaccine initially, so I just stretched it out for as long as I could, and then closer to when I decided to actually get it, I was just looking at all the craziness that was going on around. The numbers were increasing. Here in my country, the numbers were increasing, and it was just a lot. And I said, you know what, it's time. So at 34 weeks, I brought it up with her, and she said, yes, go ahead and get the vaccine. The baby will get some antibodies. So I was like, all right, that was a plus, because it's kind of scary bringing a baby into this world knowing that their immune system is not ready for all the regular things, much less this COVID. Anyhow, I got my first shot at 34 weeks, and the experience, the shot was, I didn't feel anything. The needle was so tiny. Like, the only reason I knew that I got a shot is because of the little pin needle spot size blood drop that was left on my arm, and my arm didn't bleed. It literally was just a pin, smaller than a pinhead drop of blood that just came up, and it just healed over. The next day, the only reason I remember that I had the vaccine is when I was in the kitchen reaching up to like the top cupboards or whatever, lifting my hand. Then I realized that my hand was a little bit sore, and I was like, oh, the vaccine. The second dose I got at 37 weeks. That one was a little bit different. The experience getting the jab, I felt the needle this time. They definitely used a bigger needle. It still wasn't anything major, but I definitely felt it this time. I didn't take any medication, no Panadol, no nothing for the first one, because I wanted to know if I was going to have symptoms. So I got the second shot. I got it in the morning. Came home, was fine all day. What I want to say before I explain everything is that it seemed to play up, the second vaccine, I did get symptoms, but it seemed to play up all of my current pregnancy symptoms. So it just kind of dialed them up. So I got it in the morning at around 11, a little bit after 11 in the morning, and I remember baby was very active that night. I woke up at around 11:47 because I remember I looked at the time because I thought I was having a contraction, and So I looked at the time because I was ready to start timing the contractions. So woke up and I realized that I had my right arm above me on the pillow because I was kind of sitting, because I sleep now, I have to be propping up myself, and my left arm was down below my belly. Took my right arm down, it had the, the regular nighttime carpal tunnel feeling, and I lifted up my left hand and I realized that it was feeling crampy too, and usually it's the one that doesn't feel as crampy. And the fact that it was down, I was like, why? And then I realized that my legs also felt heavy, and I had my legs propped up on a pillow and they were feeling heavier than usual. I started having pains. Well, I was having hip and back pain for like probably 2 days before that. So as I said, it kind of increased the pregnancy symptoms. So I got up the morning in full swing, made breakfast, did a load of laundry, and then I just crashed. I was completely fatigued, and the back and hip pain was so bad. I did not know what to do with myself. I was in the bed most of the day, going from one position to the next, trying to ease the back pain. I did some stretches, watched some YouTube videos, did some stretches. That didn't help very much, but I wasn't sure if it was from the vaccine. I knew that the fatigue was from the vaccine because there was no other reason for me to feel so fatigued. And then because my legs were swollen, the entire day I was in bed and my legs were still swollen, my ankles were still swollen. I'm like, okay. So, and I was extremely thirsty, extremely thirsty, and I had no appetite. I had to force myself to eat something in the morning, and then again in the evening. I ate something like after 9 in the morning, and then I didn't eat anything again until I believe around 6 o'clock. But I was extremely thirsty, so I kept drinking water, eating ice, and my lips felt like I hadn't drank any water in weeks. I don't know what that feels like, by the way. Anywho, so towards when hubby came home, I had found some stretches that I would need somebody to help me with. So when he came home, I had him do those stretches on me, and that actually eased the pain. So as I said, I do believe that the vaccine just made my already present pregnancy symptoms worse. I felt a little bit better. I had dinner when he was having dinner, so probably if he wasn't having dinner, I probably wouldn't have had any dinner because I really didn't have the appetite. I didn't take any medication until in the night. I decided that I wanted to sleep, so I wanted to make sure that just in case the pains came back, so I took some Panadol, and then it all went away practically. So that was my experience with the vaccine. Wasn't anything too crazy. I didn't get any flu-like symptoms like some people do, but the fatigue was the hardest part. Like, I just could not stay awake because at one point I had started to work. I came into the bed with the laptop, so regardless of the pain that I was feeling in my hips and my back, I said I could do some work. Your girl was falling asleep. So I said, okay, let me just take this nap since my body wants to nap. Take this nap and get back to working later on. Later on did not come. I did not make dinner. My stepson made dinner. I didn't do anything for the rest of the day. Nothing, not one thing. But that was it, and then it was gone. So the symptoms only lasted for a day, and then they were gone, and I'm happy that they're gone, and I'm happy that baby didn't decide to come on that day, because I could not push a baby out with how fatigued I was feeling. I would have no use for a baby or the whole labor process. Anyhow guys, that is my experience with the COVID vaccine. I don't remember if I said it. I took the Pfizer vaccine, and hoping that baby will stay in until his due date is the 27th, which would be, so like a day before that is when I would have full immunity. So I'm hoping he stays in until then, so he can get as much antibodies as possible. Yep, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and I have baby watch coming up. I have things to tell you about what's been going on outside of the vaccine, so I'm gonna start the baby watch videos in the next 2 days, so look out for that. All right guys, bye.